Hey you guys, it's me Gemstone from tarotforhealing.com. I hope you guys are doing really well. This is your monthly reading. My apologies that they are a bit late, but it's better late than never. And so I'm going to be using I believe you pronounced it, the Handle Tarot. It's the one that has the eye at the back, which I think is so cool looking. It is kind of based on the fourth system, which the fourth like deck, like the Crowley deck. And I'm still sort of getting accustomed to it because I'm trying to learn the fourth system, and like I'm at the very beginning stages of learning. Like I've just read like one book at this point, and it's a very complicated system. um so yeah, but I feel like this is also going to help me to get more acquainted to the deck as well, using them in these general readings for this month. So Aries, this is for you. This reading is for you guys, and your first card is 3, which would be the 3 of Cups, and the message at the bottom is overflowing with the 3 of Cups. And then the next card is the 7 of Cups, which is illusion of success. And then the next card is 7, which is failure, which is the 7 of Stones. So what I kind of see in this reading is, for one, there's 2 cup cards, which is all about like your emotions and feelings. And what I'm kind of seeing here is that there is some sense of disappointment, especially with it's like the 3 of Cups shows that things is like was good, like either you were celebrating some successes, or maybe some group projects went really well, or you're getting on quite well with colleagues and people around you, and you're working quite well together. I feel like there was something that was accomplished here as a group, or with the people that you work alongside. Or it could be even a personal achievement as well. It could be that, maybe you've excelled in your position, or maybe there was something that was going on that just seemed good in the work field. Maybe at some point you did come across earning a bit more money, but I feel like something that you was hoping for kind of was coming together at one point. But then with this middle card, illusions of success, it's kind of saying that maybe something wasn't quite what it seemed. Maybe something was presented to you, or you had hoped for something, but it didn't actually turn out exactly the way you wanted it to. And I think what I'm kind of seeing here, especially with the title Illusions of Success, it could even be that maybe you did succeed in certain things, but maybe it just wasn't the kind of outcome that you expected it to be. Sometimes we only see the good in a situation. Like, for instance, we may decide, okay, we really want a better job, or we really want a better position, or we want to earn more money, but then it's like sometimes the baggage that kind of comes along with it, we don't really see in the beginning stages until we actually get it, and then we have to deal with it. So it also could be presenting itself that way as well. But what this card is kind of telling me is it always sort of represents illusions and not seeing the clear picture, like the full picture of everything. It also could be saying that maybe a number of different positions have presented itself, and you don't know what to choose or what to go for, or yeah, so maybe there might be an issue in moving forward in that respects as well for some of you guys. But then the last card is failure. And so what this is kind of telling me is I'm kind of feeling like maybe for some of you guys, some dreams or aspirations that you was hoping to bring it together or to fulfill may not have turned out the way you wanted them to. Maybe there's been some hard work and commitment that you have made to this situation, but the results just are not showing up for you. Or it could even be that maybe you put in all this emotional effort, like maybe you've just really feel emotionally invested to a work situation, and you try to sort of bring it, make things happen, but then it's like, but the actual physical rewards are not being seen. And that can be very frustrating, especially if you've just like, you're feeling like, you know what, I'm working hard and I'm just not really seeing, the success. I'm not seeing the rewards. Like, what is the issue here? And you got 2 7s as well, and 7 sort of is about the self, and it's about how you're kind of dealing with things internally. So I feel like maybe your work situation, you might even be internalizing it, and it may cause you maybe even a greater sense of upset that these things are happening. And it may have a big influence in how you feel, maybe even about yourself, which I would say definitely, don't let your work situation, even if it isn't the best, Don't let it make you, feel a lower sense of self-esteem or self-worth because of a situation that isn't going right. That's just our life experience. Sometimes we have to go through these things. um this card could also represent a delay as well, like things just really being delayed or moving really slow at the same time. And I also feel with this card in the middle, it also could be that maybe somebody even promised you something, and that promise is just like is really slow in, like, maybe that person is really slow on acting on it. And like things just ain't happening, but you was happy when the news came in, when the person told you about it, but things are just not progressing very quickly. For those of you that are in relationships, you have the Son of Swords in the South. And I am sort of getting acquainted to these like different court cards, because their court cards are like really different to like the weight system. So I'm kind of getting acquainted to them. And this is the Prince of Swords. This is the Eight of Swords in the middle, which is interference. And then this last one is the Father of Cups in the north, which is the King of Cups. So I'm kind of feeling like for some of you guys, you may be dealing with a water sign person or somebody that has that water sign element to them. Now, the thing is with this person is I think communications have been going awry. Like something in terms of the way you guys communicate just isn't very effective. And with the Prince of Swords, sometimes um it can represent harsh communications, but it also can represent sort of sometimes backbiting, like things like that as well. So I'm kind of feeling like there's been some definite issues in terms of like speaking with your partner. And with the Eight of Swords, it's this idea of not really moving forward. So maybe there's been a disagreement and neither one of you are really getting anywhere. Both people are trying to like make their voice be heard, but then it's like, just like you're seeing with these swords, they all are intertwined. So it's like they almost like are stuck in that position. And so it's kind of like, well, how do you free yourself from this predicament? Like, how do we get to a point where both people are kind of understanding each other and not talking over each other's heads, or having this situation where you just feel blocked or stifled or stuck in a situation? It could be that maybe you feel stuck in a situation with your partner, a situation that you don't really want to be in, or it could be feeling stuck maybe even without somebody in your life as well. Maybe something that you've been wanting or longing for, but then you're not really maybe in communication as you would like to be with somebody that you could be in a love relationship with, or have been in a love relationship with, or maybe even currently are, but maybe circumstances haven't allowed you guys to really maybe be together as much as you would like. So it could also be that kind of situation as well. It could also be saying that maybe maturity is an issue here also. um, and sometimes when this card shows up to me, it also reminds me of somebody that tries to outsmart somebody else too. So kind of be careful with that, if you're doing that, or if somebody else is kind of doing that to you, and that's what's sort of causing the conflict that is taking place in this 8 card. And because it says interference as well, it also could be somebody else from the outside interfering with your relationship as well. So it could present itself that way. And then obviously you have this person that is here, this King of Cups person. So again, like I said, it could represent somebody that is a water sign, or somebody that has that energy about them. The thing about the water signs is that they can be really, like, they can have this sense of being loving and being caring, but then at the same time I think they can sort of deal with being moody at times as well. And kind of and because it's a different energy to you, in fact, like like elementally you're quite opposite to or this water sign person. So it might be a case of maybe you guys have to kind of work together and sort of work to maybe settle your differences with one another. As well as they say, like, opposites attract. At the same time, I think opposites also have to learn to accept how, their partner is different to them. So there has to be a sense of understanding here. I'm really drawn to the image in this deck. This one is Odin, and Odin is the one that is like the creator of the runes, and he kind of connects with the hangman kind of energy. So if we was to sort of connect this card to like the Hangman, it would more be talking about, surrendering, and so it could be a sacrifice. So these cards could be talking about some kind of sacrifice that has been made, either on your or sacrifice that you would like maybe your partner to make, or something like that, or maybe you might need to make a sacrifice. So it's kind of saying here that something has to change. Someone's perspective in this relationship needs changing. So in order to sort of work out this issue that is taking place in the middle of the cards right here. So yes, a lot going on with these ones. Now, moving on to those of you that are single, you have Science, which is the Six of Swords. Then you have the Power of Earth, which is the Four of Stones, which would be Pentacles. And then you have the Empress. Now this one I haven't really looked at so much, so let me look at it and sort of see what it's saying. The Six of Swords is kind of like a card of like, to me, it's like moving on from situations and kind of being able to get over if there's been any hurts, or if there's been an old situation that just doesn't serve you anymore, kind of distancing yourself from that and moving into a better situation for you. But then with the Four of Stones, it can kind of represent feeling kind of set in your ways and not, so they kind of, to me, they have a different energy about them. Where this one is about moving on, this one is more about being stagnant and wanting things to remain the same, not wanting change to really enter or to come in. It's like you're looking for such a sense of stability and security that you're not really moving forward. So it's kind of saying that I think if these cards are speaking about somebody that is either stuck on an ex or somebody from the past, these cards are kind of saying that you have to kind of move on and to let go of that kind of stifled and stuck energy in order for you to feel freer of this situation. The Empress can also mean creating something new or bringing in something new. Um, so I feel like that's kind of what your cards are saying. And she's also stepping on the moon, which is interesting. It's almost like the moon is guiding her feet, which in my opinion that would kind of symbolize, let how you feel within yourself guide you or guide your actions. If a situation feels like it's kind of over and done with, let it be over and done with. Don't hold on to a situation where you're still feeling like, what, you still want to give a sense of sort of caring and nurturing to somebody that maybe doesn't appreciate it, or a situation where you just should kind of be over it and just kind of just keep on pushing basically, and not not hold on to something that's been lost. And then you got this eye and the triangle, which kind of looks like, representing sort of intuition as well, or foresight, like your third eye almost. So again, there's a lot of symbolism in this card that speaks of your intuition and following your intuition. And there's even a door open here, so it could be saying that maybe you have to walk through that door, like maybe you have to kind of leave something behind or move on from a situation that is sort of old and worn out, especially if things are not really taking place the way you need them to, or the way you would expect of a relationship, or or somebody that is around you that is wanting a relationship, or if you're dating somebody or something like that. So this card is the High Priestess. This is representing your spirituality with the Chariot and Mourning. So what I really see in your cards, and I think is a theme that is kind of connecting with the last three sets of cards, which I see in your spirituality cards, is it's definitely telling you that your intuition is key at this time. Your intuition is everything, because you have the Empress and you have the High Priestess, which are both like really feminine energies, and these energies are really about connecting with the inner self. And so it's saying that you really have to trust your emotions and trust your feelings, which may be something that isn't something that you do all the time, but it's kind of saying that this is really important for you right now, because it's saying that you need to progress in the month of December. December is not a month of being stuck and stifled or stuck in old situations. The Chariot is saying that you have to move on from old things, and especially again, if intuitively something feels like it's just worn out and over with, then you have to make it through. The Chariot is not an easy card in terms of that progress. So sometimes it can mean progressing through hardship, difficulty, but it's about, using your determination to keep yourself going and to really push through and persevere in the end. And the reason why that's so important for you is because you're ending on this card, which is the Three of Swords, which is mourning. So it's saying that again, I kind of can see you maybe mourning the loss of something that has been gone, or something that didn't go exactly the way you want it to. But then the Chariot is saying that you have the power and the strength within yourself to make it through the hardship and to make it through this pain and to get out the other side. And I think, being that you're Aries, I don't think you have much difficulty doing that. I think you guys are really like resilient, even when it comes to like challenges and difficulties. Like, you're usually the kind of sign that will, you've got that energy to kind of get through. Obviously, like anybody else, you're going to be sad, you may be disappointed in certain things, but then it's kind of saying that you have that power within yourself to make the situation right, regardless of what that means. Whether it means, just accepting the fact that this other person did you wrong, or just accepting the fact that the universe just didn't pan things out the way you would have liked them to. But it's just like you just have to move on to the next stage of things. So yes, peace and many blessings to you, Aries. I'll see you. Bye.